Hello again. Once upon a time, a little over 100 years ago, Britain's Parliament was full of well-to-do men who had little or no interest in the working masses. They were either Tories or Liberals, and neither party had any working-class MPs. From 1892 onward, a new party began to be elected to Parliament, the Labour Party. These were working men who went into politics to further the interests of the working classes. They were not part of the old gang, the ones who cared only for factory owners and landlords. The Labour Party were different from the Conservatives and Liberals, very different. Ramsay MacDonald, the first Labour Prime Minister, was the illegitimate child of a farm labourer and a housemaid. If you were working class 100 years ago, the Labour Party was your natural home. Things are very different today. It's hard to imagine Ramsay MacDonald carrying on like Keir Starmer. The modern Labour Party is indistinguishable from the Conservatives. The present cabinet is, just like that of Rishi Sunak, full of greedy scoundrels who care only about lining their own pocket. The Education Secretary scrounged £14,000 from a millionaire to pay for her birthday party. Many pensioners have less than that to live on for the entire year. These people have no interest at all in the working classes. Most working class people are well aware of this, and many despair at having no representation in Parliament. This feeling of hopelessness played a large part in the riots at the end of July. White working class people feel with some justification that nobody cares about them and nobody listens to them. There is great interest in the welfare and interests of various minorities, black people, Muslims, homosexuals and so on. But for the ordinary working man and woman who in this country are predominantly white, there is nothing. Remember the working class woman who expressed concern to the then Prime Minister Gordon Brown just before the 2010 election about immigration from Eastern Europe? He didn't remember to turn his microphone off after he had spoken to her, and he was caught dismissing her as just a bigoted woman. That is the modern Labour Party, completely divorced from the working class. It's hardly surprising that some people have turned to violent protest to get their views heard. Speaking does no good, and neither does lobbying their MPs or writing to the government. In such a situation, direct action seems to be the only option left to them, which is a truly terrible state of affairs.